The President of the United States is often seen as the most powerful person in the world, the leader of a global superpower with vast influence. But what does the President actually do? What are the limits of their power, and how much can they really change? The answers to these questions are more complex than they might seem. While the President holds significant authority, their power is balanced by a system of checks and balances designed to prevent any one branch of government from becoming too powerful. At the core of the President's role is the responsibility to enforce and implement federal laws. As the head of the executive branch, the President oversees a vast bureaucracy that includes federal agencies and departments like the Department of Defense, the Department of State, and the Department of Health and Human Services. These agencies carry out the day-to-day operations of the government, from national defense to social welfare programs. The President appoints the heads of these agencies, subject to Senate confirmation, and can issue executive orders that direct their actions. This power to appoint and direct the executive branch is a key aspect of the President's influence over domestic and foreign policy. One of the President's most visible and significant roles is serving as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. This gives the President control over the military, allowing them to make crucial decisions about national defense and foreign military engagements. The President can order military actions without a formal declaration of war, as seen in numerous conflicts since World War II. However, this power is not absolute. The War Powers Resolution of 1973 requires the President to notify Congress within 48 hours of deploying military forces and limits the use of those forces to 60 days without congressional approval. While the President can respond quickly to immediate threats, sustained military campaigns generally require the backing of Congress. Another critical aspect of the President's power is their ability to shape foreign policy. The President negotiates treaties with other nations, which must be ratified by a two-thirds vote in the Senate. Additionally, the President appoints ambassadors and other key diplomats, representing the United States in international affairs. Through these roles, the President can significantly influence global relations, from trade agreements to peace negotiations. However, while the President has substantial authority in foreign policy, they are often constrained by the need for Senate approval and the realities of international diplomacy. Domestically, the President's power is often most visible in their role in the legislative process. While the President cannot directly make laws, they can propose legislation and work with members of Congress to advance their policy agenda. The State of the Union Address, delivered annually, is one way the President outlines their legislative priorities. Additionally, the President has the power to veto bills passed by Congress. This veto can only be overridden by a two-thirds majority in both the House of Representatives and the Senate, giving the President significant leverage over the legislative process. However, the President's ability to pass their agenda is highly dependent on the makeup of Congress. When the President's party controls both houses, they may find it easier to advance their policies. Conversely, a divided government or opposition-controlled Congress can stymie the President's legislative goals. One of the most enduring powers of the President is their ability to appoint federal judges, including Supreme Court justices. These appointments are for life, meaning that a President's influence can extend far beyond their time in office. The Supreme Court, in particular, plays a crucial role in interpreting the Constitution and can have a lasting impact on American law and society. However, these appointments require Senate confirmation, which can be a contentious process, especially when the balance of the court is at stake. Despite these considerable powers, the President is not an all-powerful figure. The U.S. Constitution establishes a system of checks and balances designed to prevent any one branch of government from dominating the others. For instance, while the President can veto legislation, Congress can override that veto. Similarly, while the President appoints federal judges, the Senate must confirm those appointments. The judiciary, including the Supreme Court, can declare presidential actions unconstitutional, further limiting the President's power. This system ensures that the President must work with other branches of government to achieve their goals, fostering cooperation and preventing the abuse of power. Moreover, the President's power is also limited by public opinion and political realities. A president who loses the support of the electorate may find it difficult to pass legislation or achieve their policy goals. Midterm elections, which occur halfway through a president's term, can result in a shift in congressional power, further constraining the president's ability to govern. Additionally, the president must navigate the complexities of party politics, managing relationships with both allies and opponents within their own party. There are also certain areas where the president's power is particularly limited. For example, While the president can propose a federal budget, the actual power of the purse lies with Congress. The House of Representatives is responsible for initiating revenue bills, and both houses of Congress must approve the budget. This means that while the president can influence budgetary priorities, they cannot unilaterally determine federal spending. Furthermore, the president has limited power over the economy. While they can influence economic policy through executive orders, regulatory actions, and appointments to key positions like the Federal Reserve Chair, the overall health of the economy is influenced by a wide range of factors beyond the president's control. Economic downturns, inflation, and unemployment can all occur despite the president's best efforts, and these issues can significantly impact their popularity and legacy. In recent years, the use of executive orders has become a significant tool for presidents to bypass a gridlocked Congress. These orders allow the president to direct federal agencies and implement policy changes without needing congressional approval. However, executive orders are limited in scope and can be challenged in court or overturned by subsequent administrations. They are often seen as a temporary measure rather than a permanent solution to complex policy issues. In conclusion, the President of the United States wields significant power, but that power is carefully balanced by the other branches of government, the Constitution, and the will of the people. While the President can influence legislation, direct the military, shape foreign policy, and appoint judges, they must operate within a framework that ensures no single individual can dominate the government. The president's success often depends on their ability to navigate these constraints, build coalitions, and respond to the ever-changing political landscape. Ultimately, while the president is a central figure in American politics, they are only one part of a broader system designed to protect democracy and prevent tyranny.